Brilliance Audio presents Improve Your Global Business English, the Essential Toolkit for Writing and Communicating Across Borders, by Fiona Talbot and Sudakshina Bhattacharjee, performed by Terry Clark Linden. The very fact you're reading this book shows you are curious to know more about and enhance your use of global business English. The spoken and written English used as a global language in business and everyday life. English has always been the icebreaker language, hasn't it? Wherever you go, for example, on holidays to locations outside the UK, or making that all-important business deal, English is very often the language you use, even for an initial conversation or query before going on to the details. The purpose of this book is to help you grow your understanding and use of English in the global context of things and be aware of the cultural, social, and professional environments of your readers, customers, or target audience, so that you can speak, interact, and write clearly, comprehensively, and successfully. We'll provide tips as building blocks to success in understanding and distinguishing between the differences in local and global English. If you use the worksheets we provide at the end of each chapter, you'll not only consolidate your learning, but you'll also be able to add your local splash of color or seasoning to taste. This way, you'll ensure that the business English you use is right for your target audience. By the end of your study, you'll be more confident and competent in speaking and writing global business English, a key transferable skill that can take you places. Defining readers, customers, and target audience. We refer to readers, customers, and target audience as interchangeable terms. As a professional, you need to understand the similarities and differences between these three terms. Reader refers to anyone with whom you are interacting or aiming to engage in communication. The communication could be a sales proposal letter to a potential customer, an email to a colleague, and so on. We use the word customer both in its most common usage as a person who buys goods or services from a business and in the broadest sense of the word, to signify a person that you have to deal with in the course of your daily work. The term target audience applies just as much to internal colleagues, to suppliers, to those in charities or working in the public sector, as it does to external buyers or other consumers. In other words, the target audience of your company or business could be anyone who has or could potentially have an interest in your products or services. Your audience can be anyone and everyone. We use many practical examples and scenarios throughout this book. Some relate to standard sales or pitches to customers, as whatever we do, we are all also consumers in our private lives. We all have some idea of being on the receiving end of professional and unprofessional services. Many of the topics we cover are what people traditionally understand by business writing, such as letters and reports. But largely because of the Internet, writing actually dominates the business world today. It plays an ever-increasing role in scenarios you may not initially have considered as business writing. Think of the use of social media. Think of lobbying, politics, charities, fundraising, promotions, to name just some examples. The communication skills and public relations strategies applied in all these fields are crucial not only for the monetary profits of a business, but also something that's arguably just as important: its reputation. Year on year, companies are growing to understand just how precious this is, and for this reason, there is an emergent new field of business, that of reputation management. In the final analysis, reputation is something that's easy to break and difficult to fix. This is particularly true with the rapid onset of social media online. So we'll show you how not to let faulty communications put your organization at risk. Understanding cultures, subcultures, and approaches to businesses and workplaces.